I wanted to share my story because I'm really someone who has created massive success coming from absolute nothing. I was never trained to be successful. Both of my parents have poor mindset. I grew up with poor mindset, and I really was on a path to be, struggling and impoverished my whole life. But something transformed, something turned around. I got lucky. And I want to share that wisdom of nugget, that luck that I got with you, and maybe it'll help you. So, this really is in service to you, a free training today to help you learn what's possible for your life. Maybe you'll get a nugget of wisdom that'll inspire you from hearing my story. This is how I went from $10 an hour to $300 an hour. So, in 2024, I became a millionaire and I generated about $750,000 in revenue in 2024 with my raw vegan coaching business, which is incredible. And that averages to about $300 an hour per day, 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that's the kind of money I earned in 2024. But I came from working hourly wage jobs up until my mid 30s. I was working for $10 an hour. And I wanted to share about how I transformed my life because we need to tell these stories. We need to share how we have gotten out of the struggle, how we've shifted our mindset. Like, what happened that allowed me to come from nothing to become operating at the highest level of excellence in my life? Well, I'm going to share that story with you. So I've got 5 points that I'm going to share with you. The first one on my list is that I never felt like I fit in. That was a big problem because in my teen years and in my 20s, I really didn't like the world. I didn't like society. I didn't like humans. I didn't feel like I fit in. I didn't feel like I belonged here. That made me very emasculated, very weak, and I would rather hide from society than to step up or do it or make it happen. And I never did. I never made anything happen because I didn't want to. I just didn't like the world at all. I was like, I don't want to participate with this BS. I didn't want to participate with the money system. I didn't want to participate with the factory farming animal system. I didn't want to participate with any of the institutions. I hated the government. I hated the school system. So this made me really recluse from everything. So all through my teens and 20s, I basically hid away. I would smoke pot all the time. I didn't do anything. I never went out in the sun. I never went outside. I was like a goth kid. I wore all black. I would hide from people. That was me in my teens and 20s. So then at one point, I absolutely hit rock bottom. I ended up $200,000 in debt. I ended up without an income, homeless, jobless, no car, power getting shut off at my house for non payment, absolute rock bottom. My wife at the time actually wanted to get a divorce, so my relationship was on the rocks, about to fail. I was going to end up a divorced man, with my wife having, the children and me not even having custody or getting to see my children because I wasn't stepping up. I was just like dead weight. It was this perpetual, like, I don't feel like I fit in. I don't feel like I belong. I don't want to do this. I really resisted doing life. So what happened to me that really just was the before and after transformation was that I aligned with my original wounding. I got connected to what really hurt me originally. And I went vegan when I was just 17 years old. So one of the first things that I became aware of as a child is that I didn't like the way people treated animals. But more deeply is I didn't like how disconnected and cut off humans were from their intuition and from just feeling basic things. I felt very sensitive and nobody else around me seemed to be sensitive at all. And so when I became a teenager, I saw very quickly that people were mass murdering animals and I was just absolutely over it. So I've been mostly vegan for 35 years. And my original wounding was that I just feel that sensitivity. I have a perspective on the world that a lot of people don't have, right? I saw the world in a certain way, like we shouldn't be eating animals. We really should be eating for our intuition. We should be enhancing our benevolence and our kindness and our vibration through our food and through our diet. And this is why I started juicing and eating raw foods and eating vegan as a young teenager, because I wanted to fuel my greatness and my spiritual awakening while everybody else was just horking down meat and alcohol, so low vibration. And that really was painful. And that was why I didn't feel like I did fit in. So what I did was that I decided to share my perspective. Instead of hiding my perspective, I decided to share my perspective. So what I did, um, I was 44 years old. I started a YouTube channel called Raw Vegan Rising to share my perspective. That was my only goal, to share my perspective and to just allow myself a platform to talk about how different I was and how different I felt. But what was miraculous is that I learned it doesn't matter how different I am. I have a lot to offer. I actually can help. And that was the biggest light bulb moment that went off in my life. So when I shifted from being worried about myself to realizing I could really help, I could help other people, I could help the animals, and that all of a sudden felt like enough. And for the first time in my life, at about age 44, I actually felt like, wow, I do have a purpose on this planet. Can you believe it took me till the age of 44 years old to feel like I even belonged here at all or had any purpose? And what I felt like was that I can talk about going vegan as a kid, and I can help other people go vegan, and I can help the animals. So I started my group coaching program, Raw Vegan Heroes, back in 2019. And so I've been running it for about 5 years, and that's grown to over 5,000 people who are paying members of Raw Vegan Heroes. This has created incredible financial freedom and recurring subscription-based income. And I really recommend everybody start a membership. I think the membership model is so incredible because for me, it was like, well, I don't want to work a job. I don't want to work a lot. I don't want to trade my time for money. I'd been working hourly jobs. It was so exhausting and tiring that I wanted to do the work that I did. I wanted to pay off more. I wanted it to be leveraged. So I learned about group coaching, and so I started my first group coaching program. And I'll tell you, it transformed my life. And 5 years later, of you know all these members who have aligned and said, "Yeah, I want to be raw vegan too." But more importantly, it's created that income for me to reflect back to me that I was on the right path. I was designed to be a leader in this field. I was born for it, but I never knew it because I just was hiding. I never felt like I fit in, and I never aligned with that real service work. So when I started Raw Vegan Heroes, that's when it all changed. And still to this day, I am committed to helping people at the highest level. I am a business coach. I help people start memberships. So I don't know if you know, believe it or not, I have a business mastermind program where I help people start memberships. And I've got about 150 members in there right now. And it's really incredible because I have become a millionaire from my membership. It took me from working a $10 an hour job to earning over $300 an hour, 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's what my membership has given me. So I love to help other people because of the financial freedom, but also the alignment. So I can help people align with what their soul purpose is. Like I never knew my soul purpose until I aligned with it, right? And so that original wounding is so incredibly important, understanding the original wounding. And then so now I help people start memberships. So I've got 150 people. I just had one couple, a male and a female couple, join back in the summer, last summer, and now they're already earning $5,000 a month with their membership, even more. Yeah, and so that's what's possible if you learn the power of a membership and group coaching. So what I recommend is that you get mentorship. Get mentorship with me. I mean, I've been through the ringer. I've learned. I've come from rock bottom. I got myself out of $200,000 in debt. I started my membership to learn group coaching, and it has worked. I have become a membership master. So if you want to learn how to have a membership, then you should join my business mastermind and work with me, and I'll show you how to do it. So my business mastermind is a weekly Zoom meeting with me. We have a meeting on Fridays at 3 p.m. Central Time. Every Zoom recording is uploaded to a replay library. Everything that's been recorded already is worth the price of my business mastermind just to go through the recordings. Everything you could possibly need to know about how to create a membership to generate $300 an hour. I mean, it's already covered in detail. Screen sharing, showing you how I have my website set up, every single detail. And it's really great to get coaching directly with someone one-on-one. This is not a program, it's not a course, it's not a download. There's nothing to download. I work with you one-on-one. So you're getting direct mentorship from someone who has done it, who's come from $10 an hour to $300 an hour. And if you need that boost, if you need that buoy up, if you need to get out of your struggle, I can really, really help you. Now, you don't have to work with me. You can work with anybody. But if I'm a good fit for you, if you want to have a membership, if you want a plant-based business, a vegan business, a raw food business, if you want to be a coach, then that's what I do, right? And I've become a millionaire as a raw vegan coach. So if you have some kind of an obscure passion, like maybe you had an abusive relationship and you healed yourself, and you're like, well, how could I turn my abusive relationship, that original wounding, into my business? Yeah, I can show you how to do that. In fact, we have members in my mastermind right now who are creating memberships to help people with emotionally healing from traumatic relationships. Memberships are incredible. You can take any passion and turn it into a business, but you got to get the mentorship. So if you want a membership, work with me. My business mastermind is $2,997 for 6 months of online business training. We cover every single detail you need: the website platform, how to build an effective sales funnel, how to do the marketing, how to build a YouTube channel, how to speak correctly. Every single detail is covered. And it's my passion to help people, because I didn't go from nothing and rock bottom to high excellence for no reason. I've done it because I'm committed out of my mind to help people. When I realized in my mid 40s, at 44 years old, when I realized that I could help people, the light bulb went on, and I've been dedicated to helping people ever since. And that's what I do. And that's why I provide the mentorship in my business mastermind. It's a thriving community of people, 150 entrepreneurs. Most of them are plant-based, wanting to do plant-based businesses like me. It's really fun. The community alone is worth the price just to be in the community of entrepreneurs. Really, really life-changing. I highly recommend you join us. I'll provide the link below. You can go find the link, click on it, and read what's included. If you have a question for me, you can email me and I'll answer. I'm here to help people. I go out of my way to help people every single day. If I can go from $10 an hour to $300 an hour, you can too. Okay, that's my message for you today. I hope this message was helpful. I hope it landed. I hope you got inspired. I hope you can feel what's possible for you. And I'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye-bye.